He loves playing with it and has real adventures with the shark. It's been really hard for him to sleep recently, but thanks to his Happy Napper shark, he finds it so easy to sleep all through the night. And to be honest, it's simply easier for me too as well.
With millions of units sold worldwide, Happy Nappers is now available in Nigeria exclusively from Shopx TV. Every Happy Nappers character is unique. You can choose from pink cat, grey shark, white unicorn, and even a pink unicorn. Don't forget, Happy Nappers comes with Shopx TV's 30-day money-back guarantee. Happy Nappers are a great gift for any child and comes in medium and large sizes. The large is ideal for kids that are over 7 years of age. Get the Shopx Medium Happy Napper for 25,950 Naira and the large Happy Napper for 39,950 Naira only. But wait, if you order right now, you can get 3 medium Happy Nappers for 59,950 Naira and 3 large Happy Nappers for 69,950 Naira. Call the number on your screen now or visit our website to order yours now. But hurry, limited stock available. So call now while stock lasts.
You can be a Happy Napper too!
The preceding was a paid presentation by Shopx TV.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking it.
Well, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folare. It's a Friday, but these are Fridays that we'll be thanking God still, but we're going to be as busy as always. The election, the main election is next month, and then other elections will follow, as you well know. Well, we go all over the place. We go to Imo State, go to Anambra State. This time, let's go to the Southwest, where recently the presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, held a rally. That was the day before yesterday. And so my guest is for us to how well the rally went, the success of the rally for APC in Ogun State.
Once again, good morning to all our viewers, wherever you're watching us from, because I believe this is a global TV.
It is.
It all standard.
Thank you.
Abeokuta, 25th of January, was indeed a deadline by all standard. And it was a carnival of excitement, unlike the carnival of confusion that the opposition had days earlier. The crowd was such that that arena hasn't seen in a very, very long time. And it was a reassurance for our presidential candidate that Ogun State is completely there for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take. And you know that we in Ogun State were always the reference point and watershed for most of the things that turn out to be the decider of the current trend in Nigerian politics. Here we are again. Abeokuta did not do anything less than that status on 25th of January.
The carnival was there, but let me just pick out some of the things that have been said, and you know, the whole matter about the understanding that was taken, for example, all sorts of, you know, natural political stuff was the ruling class. It's funny because he himself, you would, when you talk about, you know, those kind of people, you think that he's among them, and perhaps rightly so. But it is thought that
of innovation. In the early 90s, for example, I worked in a bank as an industrial trainee, and I realized that a room that is as big as this place was the computer room of a bank, and there was even no connectivity between branches. You still have to do paperwork, moving materials from one branch to another to reconcile accounts. But at some point, there was a revolution in the banking sector, and you began to have bank connectivity between branches and interbanks.
That was a technological revolution.
Exactly.
And I think Asiwaju was particularizing about an electoral revolution.
Now, when he mentioned revolution, they were quick to interpret it as a bloody setup to upstage the entire system Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Democrat, and he will not position have chosen to use that particular narrative to suit their own misgivings. And that's quite unfortunate.
In spite of his talking about get your PVC, it's a revolution at the polls.
Exactly. You know. Those are the things that we have seen of him, but they have made it to suit their own narrative. When Mr. President said people should go and vote their conscience about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying that the APC was lucky to even have him as the candidate.
That's right.
But that didn't suit their narrative. They excluded that and pushed this other one into the space, and we will not allow all this misinformation to tilt the thing in favor of the opposition. That kind of situation is what the crowd in Abeokuta demonstrated. What are you going to tell this crowd now? That Tinubu is no longer going to be the president? You are going to have a Herculean task to get that done. And each of those people that you are seeing on that ground have those that they are also mobilizing at their own level. That tells you straight away that Ogun State is already for APC in the coming elections. Presidential, National Assembly, governorship, state assemblies.
Indeed, and the chief host was Governor Abiodun there. There you go. He was there. He's also up for the contest. It's not as if it's going to be a walkover. And
it's a statement rally that 25th of January was. And that doesn't mean that our visits to local government for our campaigns will stop. That was just to host Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, incoming president of Nigeria.
So Ogun APC is not taking anything for granted.
We are not taking anything for granted. We will cover every blade of grass on the political field.
Of course, there might be others, but I just note that the PDP, with Mr. Adebutu, Oladipupo Adebutu from Ogun East, he would be the governor as far as PDP are concerned, but it remains to be seen at the polls how indeed the electorate feels.
There's nothing wrong with incurable optimism in the political process. So you have to be optimistic, because if you don't demonstrate that optimism, those who are following you may just leave you, because they will have seen that even you don't have a belief in what you are pursuing. To that extent, we excuse them for having that optimism. It's part of the political process. But the thing is this, in Ogun East, where I come from, for example, we have the likes of the former governor, Otumba Gbenga Daniel, who is the senatorial candidate of the APC, who during his tenure performed creditably well and has done a wonderful campaign and is still on with few local governments to cover, to tell you that he's not leaving anything to chance. Add that to the performance of Mr. Governor, plus all the credible political leaders who are now in the camp of the APC. It simply means that Ogun East is for APC, as it were. Add that to what is going on in the West with the like of Senator Olamilekan Solomon, National Assembly elections. Put all of that together, it is still reflecting positives for APC. Come to the central, it is not anywhere different. All of the indicators that we have across the local government in the state begins to show that we can at least have a rest of mind that APC will win this election. However, we will not rest until the final result is announced in our favor.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk the presidential, you've spoken about that. The governorship, the incumbent would, do another term. All our things being equal, according to what you've just said. But when it comes to the senatorial race, all what's going on, because usually you know how it's all about experience upon experience upon experience. So these have not spent as much time as they possibly could. What's going on?
Well, I think...
Is it a lack of performance?
I don't think so. It is not anything that has to do with lack of performance. Senator Leko Mustafa from Ogun East, for example, has been to Senate, I think, not less than 2 times. Senator Ibikunle Amosun, who is also another APC senator, this is his 2nd time in the Senate. The only first-timer happened to be Senator Tolu Odebi. Senator Amosun, by choice, decided not to run for another term in the Senate. Senator Lekon Mustafa threw his hat into the ring at some point, but there were discussions here and there that tells of the very, very functional mechanism for conflict resolution within the party. The of primary still continue so that they will fulfill righteousness before INEC as it is meant to be by the dictates of the Electoral Act. I don't think it's for the want of performance. I think it's more to do with the decision by the party to put its best leg forward in terms of rallying the people to ensure that the support that is required is garnered on one side, and also to bring a breath of fresh air into the entire legislative climb, as it were. And that, to me, is something to be cheerful about. Look also at, he's coming with loads of experience in the National Assembly. He was in the House of Reps for about 2 times. In the Senate, he has spent another 2 times. So this would be his 5th term in the National Assembly. There is no want of experience in this. I think it's just the decision of the people and the party to have a mix of both experience and breath of fresh air.
Okay. Well, yeah, it seems to make sense. At least that's been explained. So, of course, Ogun, Ogun State will have to decide because when they calculate all these votes, especially at the presidential level, people make these calculations and estimations as to which states, where are we strong. So you would say that APC in the Southwest, Ogun State, is indeed
of the APC. Notwithstanding, nothing should be entertained in terms of complacency.
Okay.
Because that can be very suicidal. Opposition is also not sleeping. So the fact that we're strong does not mean that we should leave things to chance. The same strength with which we have been moving, we shouldn't reduce the momentum until victory is achieved.
Okay. Let me take Mohammed, who has called in from Abuja. Good morning, Mr. Mohammed. Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in. Go ahead now.
Yes, I agree to your guest, and I agree with him.
Okay.
With his explanations. And let me take it from him that opposition are not free because they are planning to do everything to sabotage the APC. What Tinubu has said in Lagos is the right thing. Fuel scarcity is not today. Fuel scarcity started since 1999. Even before 1999, even in Italy, fuel scarcity is there, and people that are sabotaging it is not sabotaging it. And Mr. Tinubu said it in Benue clearly, in the distinguished rule of PDP, they allocated license for this lifting oil and then distributing oil to their cronies. That's why they are now using the. And in 1999, when Atiku was the vice president, he is the one that allocated some of the license to his people, and he's using them now to hold the fuel, the fuel in the filling station, so that people will say that APC government is not good. And this is what Tinubu means. It's not that he's then that he's blaming somebody in the villa or whatever. The president has no role to play in the fuel, the villa that is not selling fuel in the filling station. The president doing is bringing fuel from the filling station, distributing it, but the filling station, they are the one holding the fuel. They are not selling it because they are the PDP, because the man that he's the one that gave the license. That is what Tinubu means. All over Tinubu, people everywhere, the villages, from all the local government, from villages, they are complaining that now in Abuja, if you don't have new Naira note, 500, 1,000, 200, if you don't have, they don't collect now. Only in Philippines, they will collect, but any other businesses, they don't collect all notes. So tell me, how can we continue like this? And the money is not there. In Abuja, here, to go to ATM, this thing, you see queue. In Abuja, you see queue everywhere. So how can we continue?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. Appreciate your calling in. Yeah, actually, you did bring up what Mohammed was speaking about. So I can ask you, because that's your base, you are there. The attitude that the difficulties we're experiencing, especially with petrol, with fuel, And when you combine that with the currency shortage, just like Mohammed was saying, what's your understanding? Because one is, then there will be resentment towards the ruling party, which happens to be the party of Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And so that wouldn't be, a good thing. And there seems to be the feeling in certain quarters that this is intentional.
Now, when you are part of a system, as a stakeholder or as a leader of a party, being the candidate of the party for the presidency, not speaking concerning a sector that has been heavily challenged since Nigerian independence, which is the petroleum sector, has always been challenged. At the point, it was the challenge of how the host communities will be assuaged. At the point, it was the challenge of the laws becoming obsolete. Just a few years ago, we passed the Petroleum Industry Bill that became the Petroleum Industry Act. At the point is the distribution. At the point is militancy in the Delta area. The challenges kept coming, and each challenge will bring a new thinking that will think out a solution that can permanently put such challenges to rest. Now, when any issue that is petroleum related becomes a challenge to the citizens, it will be unstatesmanly for someone at the level of Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu not to talk about it, especially now, because his silence will have amounted to an approval of whatever it is that is going on there that is bringing pains onto the citizen. So his decision to make mention of what is going on there is not in any way a vote of no confidence on the presidency, nor is it a vote of no confidence on the ministry. It includes people who are not even partisan. And there are those of them who are partisan and will want to shape the narrative in a manner that will cast aspersion on the ruling party. So mentioning it is asking every stakeholder in that sector to wake up.
People that are behind the door are doing. This is a different thing entirely.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So those people have their own interest.
So what you're therefore saying, what is the import of your commentary that he needs to be careful because as I've said, the president has actually said that his party is lucky to have him.
I'm an individual with my own belief.
Okay, this is your own take on the matter.
So it's my own take. It's what I believe. It's what I'm saying. I'm leading directly to what I'm saying, sir.
Okay. All right.
So it's what I believe is politics, for God's sake, sir. People have their own interest. They do whatever they want to do.
Okay.
And they will do it in their own best interest. I will even say it so hard. The likes of Malami are not in support of Bola Tinubu. The same thing he did with ASU to frustrate this administration. For we to see that maybe this APC are not good.
All right.
And it is that is happening. It's the politics behind all this. Why Ngige will not come out and say he's in support of Tinubu? Instead, he said, his own cast is the vote that he will cast on that, the one that will and he's an APC member.
Okay, indeed. I hear you. Thank you very much, Habib, for calling in. I do hear you. Two things here. Habib said that is his own, he's speaking and voicing his own personal opinion. You had said earlier, and I think it relates to this situation here, that the president wears more than a cap. He could be wearing the cap of a statesman, whereupon you will hear, go and vote. I'm not forcing you, cajoling you. Vote the party and the person of your choice. But speaking for my own party, we are fortunate. We are fortunate to have the person of Tinubu, and I think that conversation continues that he's sure he'll win. That he sure is, because he's a man of performance. But how would you relate to what Habib contributed? Because, look, politics is what it is. He feels that there are still forces You know, where will there not be forces?
Okay.
Enemies within and those kind of things seem to be what
let me just help you
is
so
emphasizing.
that we don't go too far. The most difficult opposition to manage is the opposition within. That's the most difficult opposition to manage. And
it can't be denied. His existence can't be denied.
Of course. What Habib is talking has sufficient looked into, and those who are indeed, I mean, within that cachet of opposition within, enough is being done to ensure that they don't hold sway.
Benga in Abuja, good morning, and thank you for holding on. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Mr. Yori. Good morning to your guests.
Good morning. Thank you for calling.
Let me tell you, the statement of Asiwaju in Abeokuta is a statement of somebody that loves Nigeria, that loves APC, and it is sincere concern, even to the president himself. Because what he's saying there is not indicting the president or the government. It's a false attention to concern. Look, we are working towards the presidential election, a major election. How will somebody sleep in a petrol station on the 24th of February and wake up and go and vote APC after spending a whole night at the petrol station? It's a concern that solutions should be brought. That some people are working against the part change 100,000 naira into new naira note after 31st of December, 31st of January. Will you go and carry the PVC and go and vote APC? No, in anger, you won't vote. You will say people should not vote. That's the concern that some people are holding this money. And CBN confirmed it. CBN said that any bank that is going to come and collect this money, they will suggest them either 1 million naira per day or I don't know how much. That shows that the CBN itself knows that some people refuse. Deliberately do not want to collect the million naira notes, or when they collect, they don't want to disperse it. Of course, the action against this government. But the concern is not against the presidency. The president is not the one who can controlling the body. So it's not against the president. It's a sincere call that should concern everybody that will love peace and want Tinubu to come into come May 29 as president. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anything to add to that? Because I was going to ask
you. You know, I mentioned earlier that the petroleum sector has several stakeholders. And if Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is asking that the ills in that sector be corrected to reduce and completely, possibly take away the pains that Nigerians are going through, it's a wake-up call for every stakeholder in that sector. There are tanker drivers there, there are independent marketers there are major marketers there. Every one of them. Some of them are partisan, some are not, some are neither here nor there. So that couldn't have been a vote of no confidence on Mr. President. It's a wake-up call to everyone in that sector to do the needful to ensure that Nigerians don't have to go through these pains that they're currently going through.
These pains that you talk about, do you think they could have an effect? Because if a person is starved of, access to his own money, their own money, they're talking about the state of mind of that kind of person, and it could actually negatively rub off on the on the ruling party.
That's talking about the Naira redesign now.
The double whammy.
To honestly believe that CBN and the entire banking sector will do justice to all the cries that are being made now, so that nobody will be a victim of this policy redirection that we are pursuing as a nation. And at the end of the day, I believe that Nigeria will laugh ever after.
Okay. I'll take a break now. Let's take a break. Please stay with us, and when we come back, keep those calls coming in. We're looking at Ogun politics, for focusing on the Ogun State aspect of the trip. Asiwaju, as you know, is he's grinding. He was in Benue yesterday, and there are still other states to cover. Stay with us. We'll be right back, and we'll continue with this conversation.
All in favor say aye. Those against no, the ayes have it.
What do you know about the legislature, its role in governance, and as one of the three arms of government? Lagos Parliament is here to bring it to you as it is. Here to bring you every detail you need to know about the legislature in Africa's most populous city. On Lagos Parliament to get a chance to meet the lawmaker of the week. Events are critically reviewed. You can also observe plenary in Yoruba language. I am Abimbola Agbebi. Join me every Friday at 9 p.m. as I take you through the activities of the legislature.
Politics is defined as getting what, where, when, and how. But in the mix, many things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
Honorable Minister, this is how you misinform the public.
From the political actors to the electorate, campaign to voting, from debates to policy decisions, big events.
Not some people who are talking about ethnicity. No.
Who is on your mind?
Don't worry.
Join me every day on Politics Tonight, where we dissect issues that shape our political destiny. Politics Tonight, weekdays on TVC News.
Welcome back. My guest is Honorable Remi Hassan, Chairman of the Public Communications Subcommittee, Ogun State APC Campaign Council. And Lukman in Accra, Ghana has been...
Happy New Year, sir. Nice to see you. We are talking about fuel at elections and fuel scarcity that we stopped when this government came to power in 2015. We eradicated fuel scarcity, and which is part of our achievement as APC government. Why the fuel scarcity is surfacing again in few months to election? The NNPP, the Minister of Petroleum is Mr. President. So why are we trying to dribble around that there are some people, the PDP? It's not the PDP. The Mr. President should sit up. He is a member of APC, and he has the right to campaign and to protect the party and to campaign for the candidate and to do everything. We are in that country in 2007 when President Obasanjo was going everywhere to campaign for late President Yaradua. The Naira is there. How can you change Naira at this election time? As of yesterday, I listened to university students. They are saying that they have increased the tertiary fee at election time. Are you promoting, any of these people going through all this problem? Which one of them would like to vote for APC government? And which of these problems is coming out of the presidency? I think the party leaders should sit up and try to have a meeting with our president, and they should stop all these things. They are just making things difficult for some of us that we are defending the government. We must not shy away from the truth, and people should tell Mr. President the truth that he is not doing the right thing, and he should sit up. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for calling all the way in from Ghana. Lukman put it all on the presidency, but that is against the backdrop of the sort of explanation that you had given and other people. But you see, again, these things will be individual. And there are a lot of people who are feeling that, well, I have a problem here. The election is tomorrow. Here I am at the petrol station at 2 a.m. To get petrol station, to get fuel. Those kind of attitudes. But you've explained it, but we also have noted that people are feeling this way about it. But I think it bears saying that President Buhari has actually spoken in favor of Tinubu's presidential bid. He said the party is fortunate to have him, and that he expects him to win, that the man simply has results to show. Now, that was said.
He even asked the question, he asked the interviewer, what are the chances that my party will not win?
Exactly. So, Mr. George, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yori, and I also greet your guest.
Thank you, Remi Hassan.
Uncle Yori, I watched the rally in Abeokuta, and I totally agree with what Asiwaju said. You know, I myself have said the thing before, that this whole idea of Naira redesign and fuel scarcity are all aimed at preventing one candidate from winning. Do you remember?
Yes,
and that candidate is Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Whether they like it or not, Tinubu is the next president. Uncle Yori, let me remind you this central bank governor, this is...
Mr. George, Mr. George, you know we can't say those kind of things. You know.
It's my opinion, sir, but if any discerning mind can listen to what I'm saying and take me to court if they think I'm wrong. This, as we speak on Kuyori, there is a minister that is alleged to have looted $45 billion of our oil money that cannot return to this country after 8 years, hiding from one country to the other. Now, my own grounds with the president is, why did you retain a man like this at the central bank? Naira was below 200 naira. It was precisely 198 naira to a dollar when MSLA came. Today is 750 naira. All he could do was to resell it in the black market.
Well, Mr. George, you can understand my discomfiture with some of the things you said.
But
you know, because we just must have facts and evidence. You know.
But Uncle Yori, it is a fact that before MSLA came, you can check, Google it.
Yeah.
Naira was 198 naira to a dollar. And how much is a dollar today?
No, that one is not contestable. But it's the part about his cronies, his friends, that you are saying a public servant was deliberately benefiting. That is a claim.
Because he did.
That we
know that this man, wanted to be the president of this country against the laws of the land. We know that he failed. And we know that the clique of people that are behind him to make sure that the winner of that primary does not have his way. My only concern is, why is the president being misled and he doesn't seem to know?
Okay.
What you say is different from what you do. I assess people by what they do and not what they say. If you say you want your party candidates to win, and what is on the ground is annoying the voters, how are they going to vote for him? You are not. People have been hoarding fuel for more than 3 months, and many people are angry about it. And these are the.
All right then. Well, thank you very much, Mr. George. As we said, this is a personal opinion, but I would counsel that we should try and keep our anger under the lid if there is indeed anger. And some things cannot be said without proof. And I think enough said, because usually all our callers, are very well-reasoned people. So that is going on, but the president has said that he expects Bola Ahmed Tinubu to win the election. He has said that his party, APC, is fortunate to have him as a contestant. And as he said, I thank you for reminding me, when he was asked whether he thought APC
what are the chances of your party winning this election?
And he says, what are the chances of my party not winning? I mean, come on. How will we not win with the track record? And speaking of track records, let's go back into Ogun itself and let's look at Dapo Abiodun now, the governor, who indeed, he has another. He has the chance to do another term if the electorate agree. So that's the chance to do another term if the electorate agree. So that's where we'll come back to results. We're talking about results for Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The president was saying that there are results. Everybody is saying, it's not the president, there are results. The man has done wonders in Lagos. Why will he not come and replicate that kind of a thing? Now, in the case of our governor in Ogun, because actually I'm an Egba man myself, so there's a sense in which he is our governor.
So you're a stakeholder?
Yeah, of course,
Strong one for that matter.
So, two things there. One, the track record of Governor Abiodun, and also perhaps, if you want, political savvy, because you still must keep everybody happy in a political environment, any political environment. So, first of all, tell me about the achievements and if indeed all party members are happy.
Now, the governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, took the saddle, a development pillar premised on the Ishaya agenda. Ishaya is the Ogun State known anthem that every son and daughter of Ogun State is conversant with. And this, the governor
Ogun,
brought, exactly, he brought into his developmental agenda. The idea is for infrastructure, the S is for social welfare and social well-being, the E is for education, the Y is for youth development, youth engagement, culture and tourism. And the A, of course, is for agriculture. However, breaking each of these down, you find out that even infrastructure is not in the infrastructure sector alone. It's a multi-sectoral thing. There are infrastructure in this one project we're having under the agri policy now is the agro-cargo airport that is nearing completion. With the interest shown by the African Development Bank by citing their special agro-processing zone around the airport Eritropoli, with the customs and other stakeholders in the aviation sector taking up land space around the airport environment. That tells you that that project is a ready sell even before it takes off. It then means that there is going to be a revolution in our agricultural sector.
We'll come back to that word, of course. Because
this has nothing to do with
there are positive revolutions.
Arms. Of course, but the opposition will see revolution as upset also doing in Ogun State. In each of these developmental pillars, the infrastructure, the social welfare and social well-being, the education, youth engagement, agriculture, we have delivered over 400 kilometers of road done, still counting, because some are still ongoing and some are just about to start. Under the social welfare and social well-being, that's where you have security. And what we have done in security in Ogun State on the exclusive list, the extent to which a chief executive in a subnational government like our state will be sit down and the IG says stand up. Your guess is as good as mine. Even with that kind of conflict in the legislative framework of our security, the governor has been able to engender a collaboration between all security agencies that everybody now sees security as their business. And few weeks back, towards the end of last year, untoward activities began on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
That's right.
Now, you can move on that express now, even in the dead of the night, because the kind of deployment made by the security forces, Amotekun, police, both in Ogun and Oyo, because it gives you a lot of confidence.
Because the road was becoming quite notorious,
exactly,
for the
sun now to be, seen in the way that the police too have taken up their statutory role as an agency saddled with policing responsibility.
Security, there's an infrastructural aspect to it as well, of course. But I'm talking in particular about the very low-tech and simplistic one of clearing both sides of the expressway.
Exactly.
So that people can't just be surprised. I don't know if any progress has been made on that whole idea.
The good thing we have for us in Ogun State is that a good portion of that road that falls into Ogun State have sufficient verge that can make you see whoever is coming from any side of the road. And a greater portion of it are even developed. Okay. You have industries sited here and there. And that road, well, don't forget that that road is a federal road, and part of the plan for the rebuilding of that express is to light up the road. Okay. How well that is still in the pipeline, I don't have any information, and I can't speak to things that I don't have information about. But unless the federal government says they have stopped at the point where they want to reach, the state government can begin to now do intervention in terms of lighting up the road, because that also will enhance security. So Mr. Governor has cut across all sectors in ensuring that the Ogun State people's lives are made better than he met it. And that is one of the reasons why we are saying he deserves a second term.
And so it's safer now from those worrying times, which you said in very recent times, towards the end of last year.
The readiness of the Oyo State policing agencies to collaborate, because the road is both in Ogun and Oyo State. And at the end of the day, you now see that that collaborative effort has brought sanity on that road.
What about Amotekun, the force, that different states are setting up their own versions, but Amotekun has something of a reputation. I don't know, is there anything the government can do to, or is doing, and are they as effective as they can be? I know it's a different subject.
You know, policing is a very broad thing. It goes beyond carrying arms. One of the challenges of the policing agencies in Nigeria is that they are grossly understaffed. And that has left quite a lot of our space unpoliced. And that is because the policing agencies don't even have enough manpower to even deploy to some of those ungoverned spaces, which has made such location to become hideouts. They have their own modus of entering into the forest without being seen as something that should be, bothered about. Yet they are gathering intelligence. And at the end of the day, those information that they bring will form actionable intelligence with which police can now launch attack into the den of criminal 2 states.
We see vehicles with OPMESA. What is OPMESA?
It's a joint military operation between the military arm and the regular policing agencies.
That's okay.
Yes.
Mr. Olabode in Egbeda, good morning to you, sir, and thank you for holding on. Go ahead now, please.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to contribute on the issue of the Mr. President.
Well, okay. Politics in Ogun State.
Mr. Honorable Remy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want you to remember when 2015, when the president came to Ogun State for campaign.
2019, you mean?
With 2019, yeah. When it came to, and I see it as a selfish interest of the president, that he has his own personal candidate that he wants for the election. That the same thing he said recently was the same thing he said at the podium of the stadium that day. That the Ogun State people should vote for whoever they want to vote for. He is talking on his own selfish interest, not for the party. And it's the same thing he is saying recently now, that Nigerians should vote for whoever they want to vote for. Yeah, I believe in life, I believe politics is a dirty game. I believe it is a dirty game.
But
that is where
hello, sir.
I will respond.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Labode. Even though we've gone over this ground, well, thank God my guest, Honorable Remy, says look, he will go there again. Let's talk about this a bit.
I have the information right in my fingertips. That was February 11, 2019, at the same MKO Abiola Stadium. Now, what Mr. Olabode needs to remember is that at that time, the incumbent governor was not supportive of the then gubernatorial candidate of the APC. So there were some people at the stadium at that time who are members of the APM and who will not even let the president speak. And Mr. President removed his partisan cap and put on the cap of an elder statesman and told those crowd that were very aggressive and very violent that you had liberty to vote whoever you want. It then doesn't change the fact that for the party that I am in, this is the gubernatorial candidate. And that was what happened. So it wasn't a selfish statement from Mr. President.
Okay.
Rather, it is a statement made to start a scenario from descending into another level of chaos. It was already chaotic at that time.
Yes, I remember.
So that it would not descend into anomie. Mr. President needed to say that, and it saved
sort
the
of
day.
settled. Let me grab hold of Mazi Okoroafo in Arochukwu. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Honorable Commissioner. I say, what I want the Ogun State to look at into issues that this issue of politics and political education. Are women in politics? I think there is need to bring many women on board to participate in this coming in Ogun State. And I thank the Omoteko in Ogun State. They are doing a very nice job. Honestly, when you talk about all these vigilante groups, Omoteko is number one. So not only in Nigeria, in Africa. I saw it spread. So kudos to the government there and the authority concerned. They should do what? Mobilize those boys at least. Equip them very well. And I want to find out for honorable commissioner. There is need for the political parties now, at least the 18 political parties we have, to do what? Educate Nigerians within that place so that they will know more about the politics of the country. And the logo of these political parties. It's always a problem. Because when we talk about politics, we assume that maybe it's only meant for the federal government or state. There is need for state to do what? To be part and parcel of political education.
All right, Mazi. Thank you very much, Mazi. Said a number of, but he spoke about women in politics.
First of all, Mazi, thank you. That's my in-law state. I married from Abia State, so getting commendation for that commendation. Now, there is no level of political participation where we don't have women. We're one of the states that have a woman as the deputy governor, and she's still the running mate to His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun. We have a woman among the candidates of the party that are running for the House of Reps, and we have some women among the candidates of the party that are running for the House of Assembly seat across the state. Aside from that, quite a number of our women, more than 30%, are in the cabinet of the state as special advisors, as commissioners, as senior special assistant, all across. Women are, as a matter of fact, Mr. Governor is a woman-friendly governor, and he has never, at any point
we have
in
to
time,
leave it there. Thank you very much, Honorable Remi Hassan, Chairman of the Public Communication Subcommittee of the Ogun State APC. That's our program today. Please join us again on Monday for a fresh edition. I'm Yori Polari. Do have a great weekend.
A moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store.
In the month of January 2023, the 4th of January is dedicated to World Braille Day to celebrate the inventor Louis Braille. On 6th January, it will be 2 years when U.S. Capitol was attacked by the then President Donald Trump. Flight 752 was shot down shortly after takeoff. 15th January is the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which marks the end of the Civil War in 1970. 24th January is International Education Day.